Hi ladies and gents, welcome back to Guide to Solidworks, and in this tutorial we're going to be going through another beginner's exercise. Now we're going to be looking specifically at this component here. So this now is going to be looking at including creating a sketch of a component which we're going to extrude out. We're going to create a cut through here at the bottom. We're going to extrude up this shaft here, this cylinder, and then we're going to be putting this rib in here. Okay, all the sizes are on this image, so if you do want to pause the video at this point and take a snapshot of the screen so you can get the image and have a go at it yourself, feel free. We're going to take you through this step by step, and we will get it all modelled out so you can follow along as we go if you like. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. We have lots of content to support everyone from beginners all the way through to advanced users. So you might find, if you find it looking through some of the videos, there's something there that's useful for you. And if you do like the content, please hit that thumbs up. And if you have any questions, please leave us a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We do have lots of these beginners modelling exercises, so I will leave a link in the top corner for them. So if you would like to have a go at a few different beginners exercises, please access that link and you'll be able to have a few different exercises to have a go at. Right, so let's dive into this model then and have a go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start on is this front plane here. So I'm going to take the front plane and I'm going to sketch on there. And I'm going to use my origin here for starting off with the circular end. So I'm going to click there and I'm going to drop two circles on this origin here. And let's dimension them up. So the first one is going to be 56. And the second one is going to be 30. Okay. So we've got our two dimensions in there for our circles, and they're going to be our sort of starting point. That's where we can start off from and give us our guidance to create the rest of the shape. So the next thing we're going to do is go to my line tool here, and I'm going to start coincident to the top of this circle and draw a line straight across. Now I know I have some sizes. This is going to be roughly 80 long, but we will change the sizes as we go. So I'm just going to drop a line in there. Then I have a curvature. So this line here, if I bring it back to the end of the last one, I'll get like a tiny little yellow triangle around that end. Now I'll pull it away and it will now turn to an arc. So I'm just going to drop an arc in there. As I move the line away again, it will go back to a line, and I would need to return back to that end, turning back to an arc again. And I'm just going to sketch out the shape that I am after. So here I want this line at the bottom here to be, this line at the bottom here to be in line with the bottom of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the end point, hover over that coincident point on the circle, move along here, and you'll see the dotted blue line comes with it. That's just giving me a guidance line. Now, if I just show you that again, but if I get rid of that dimension line over to the other side, so you'll be able to see it easier. So if I put another line in there, click on the end of there, go to the end coincident point on that circle, drag across, and you'll see that prediction line, keeping it horizontal the end. And then I can just join them up there. Okay. That's given me that rough shape, so now let's put some sizes to this. So first thing I'm going to do is from that top point to here, I'm going to go to 80 long, and this arc, this radius here is going to be 8 millimeters. so I can drop that down. Now my next distance is going to be across, and it's going to be from the centre of this arc here to the end here, which is going to be 48mm. And then coming down 40, and I'm going to come back inside 28, like so. Now the gap from the top to here is going to be 16, so let's set that as 16. And the distance across from there to there is going to be 56. Now there are two little bits that I missed off, and these are these arcs here. Now the reason for that is because these last two, rather than keep changing between line and arc, I can just add in with a fillet. So I'm going to go to fillet tool, change that to 8, and I'm going to click them two inside edges there. And if I tick that, you will see I get that 8mm fillet on either side there, like so. Okay, so we've got that far. Now we've got that sketch in place. Now this sketch here is two parts. It is this back section and this front section. We would call these two different regions. So when I go to features and extrude this, it's going to ask me to identify regions or contours. So this region here is my front contour, and I'm going to select that in this box at the bottom here. Now I need to specify the size that that's going to be extruding out by. Now I'm given quite a few sizes on the drawing. I can do it quite simply. So I can say that I've got 28 plus 28 plus 16, and if I press enter there, Solidworks will work that out for me, so that's 72. Now this is coming out 72 in one direction. What I want it to do is go from the mid plane out in both directions. If I go to my direction option here, my end condition, and I go to mid plane, it will go out half of that amount each way. And you tick that, and I've got that now, that circle, or that cylinder effectively. The issue with that now is the sketch has disappeared behind. So if I drop down the arrow next to my extrude that I've created, and underneath it I can click on the sketch. That will show me that sketch that I created originally. Now I've clicked on that sketch, I can now go to extrude again, select the other contour, this back section, like so, and I can now put in the sizes that I need for that, which is going to be 48. Now again, it's come out one way. I want to go from the mid plane, and it's going across that centre, and tick there like so. And I've got that general shape now. So now I've got that shape, what I'm going to do, sketching on this top, I'm going to get a centre rectangle, starting from the origin point, and I'm going to drag that out. Now I'm just going to create a rough shape, and then I'm going to put some sizes to it. Now from my origin to this top edge here is going to be 28. And the thickness of this across is going to be 16, and this is going to be my cutout. So if I view that from above, top plane there, you will see that that is going to be the shape that's cut out of the top of here. So if I now go to features and extrude cut, and I'm not going to bother about figuring out what the distance is. If I just change my end condition here to through all, and you'll see now it's extended it down through all the material. Tick there, and I've got that cut out at the end, like so. So I'm just left with a couple of little bits now to add to this. I've got my cylinder to add to the top of here, and my rib to put on there. So let's add the cylinder first. So I'm going to add that in this top plane, in the sketch on there. Now I want to know where the halfway point of this is, because it needs to go in the centre. So let's get a centre line. I'm going to go from corner to corner, like so. And then I'm going to put my circles on from the centre, the midpoint of that line. So that's 1, that's 2, like so. So my outside one is going to be 32 diameter, and my inside one is going to be 16. Once I've got them two in there, I can extrude them up, and they are going to come up by 40. Which gives me that 40mm extrude up for that cylinder. Just leave me now with the rib to create in here. Now, the reason I offset these through the mid-plane was so that when I extruded these, I used the mid-plane option as the end condition. That meant that my front plane here runs straight through my model, as you can see there. So I'm thinking in advance of how I'm going to do this rib at the end. It means that I don't have to add in extra planes later on, because my front plane is going to run straight through the centre of that rib. So what I can do, having that front plane running straight through the centre of my model, means that I can sketch on that front plane, I can put a line in, and if I turn that side on the side now, so I can see from the side view, I can put a line from there up to that end point, like so. I'm just going to pause it there for a moment, so I'm not going to draw any more lines. I'm going to get this distance that I want at the bottom. Now this is now coincidence to this edge line, so it'll stay on that height, but I need a distance here from this end, this edge through to this point. So if I go to my smart dimension, select the corner on that edge, and select that point, I can now dimension up that distance, which is 20mm. So I know that this rib is going to start exactly where I need it to. Okay, I said I'm going to pause that line there. The reason I paused it is because if I try turning that into a rib, it won't work. It'll throw up an error. The reason with that is it finishes right on the end point of this effectively circular shaft when we're looking down from the top. It doesn't like finishing there, so what I've got to do is add an extra line in across to that inside edge. Now it doesn't matter how long that line is, as long as it comes across that top edge. I'm just adding it so it has a relationship to that point, so it's fully defined. Now the reason for that is, when we're dealing with these circular ends on a rib, it likes to have a finishing line. It likes to finish off on an axis. So what this is doing is it's taking my rib up and then showing it where it's going to finish off into the cylinder shape. So now if I go to the features and go to rib, it will demonstrate that it's coming up and across into that cylinder shape, which is what I am after. I need to make sure the material's coming down into the model. I want it to be 10, and I want it to be offset on both sides. Now I could select it to be on one side or the other side, but because I've got my line going straight down the centre of my model, I want it to be offset down both sides 5mm each way. So if I tick there, we now have that rib in our model, like so. And we are looking spot on. So the last part of this then is just to add some sort of material or appearance. So I'm going to go to appearance, I'm going to go body. And I'm going to find a colour, I'm just picking a random colour for this, and tick there, and I'm happy with that. So now we are finished with our final model, which is our isometric component completed and fully modelled up. Now we've been through a few different techniques there. We've used extruding through using the contours. We've looked at how we model and create our extrusions across a mid-plane so that we can keep our plane, or front plane or a plane down the centre of our model. We've looked at how we can include ribs, so we've looked at a couple of different techniques there. Now for those of you who are beginners, hopefully that's helped you and taught you something. If you're an existing user of Solidworks and you're quite proficient with it, that might just refresh a few little ideas for you. Now, like I said earlier on, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. It's free to be a subscriber, and we have lots of content on the channel that can support you in developing you as a user of Solidworks. So please hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed that tutorial, please hit the like button, and if you have any comments or anything you'd like us to look at in the future, please do leave that comment in that comment box, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, or it will help us develop what we're going to do in the future in terms of some of the models. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.